Hello everyone, so welcome back to my channel. Today I am having Mohar Kundu with me, right now serving as a master student at IIIT Bangalore. She is doing MSc in Digital Society and has served Adobe as an intern in the past. Right now she is in her last semester and is serving as an intern at HSBC. Mohar, I head over to you. Please introduce yourself.
Yes. So, hello everyone, I'm Mohar Kundu. As Mustafizur has already introduced me, so yes, I'm in the final semester, so my convocation is exactly due in 15 days. And yeah, I have served as a research intern as part of in Adobe as part of my summer internship. So in our course, we need to do two internships. First internship was last year, and the final internship is throughout our entire semester. That is the last semester is all about about my background. Like I come from a BTech in ECE background, and I've done it from I don't know if you know the name. It's a college in West Bengal, West Bengal University of Technology, WBUT or Macau. I don't know if you know that, but yeah, that's my background.
Okay, that's great. That's great to know. Even I am from Macau in-house. And
Oh.
so, yeah. So that's fine. And so I would like to know that what made you do this MSc digital program instead of an MTech?
Yeah, so I was actually about to apply for MTech in IIIT Bangalore, but then I went to their website and they had three programs. So first was MTech, the second was IMTech, third was I think MS by Research, there was PhD, and at the end there was MSc in Digital Society. So I was very intrigued. Like there's no BSc program, or like for IMTech there is like BTech plus MTech. They do that continuous thing. For MTech, it's quite clear that you come from a BTech background and you do it. For PhD also, it's clear. MS by research. Okay, so I was very intrigued. Like, what is this MSc? Do you need a BSc? So I just opened the program out of my curiosity, and there was written that it is an interdisciplinary program which basically accepts students from all disciplines. So you can be an art student, you can be an engineer, you can be from the law. You've just a bachelor's in LLB or something, then you can be a commerce student, you can have a BCA degree, like any kind of degree you can come and do your MS. So that intrigued me a lot, so I dug deeper into it. I talked to some of the alumni. So I think before us 3 to 4 batches had passed out, it was a fairly new program. So I talked to one of the alumni. They were like, it is a very flexible program. Like for example, in MTech you have a curriculum that you will start with these subjects, and at the end, if you're doing MTech in say CSE, you will turn out to be mostly a software engineer. But here it's very diverse. So here, if you start with MSc in Digital Society, we have three broad curriculums. One is your data intensive digital design, that is mainly with data analysis. If you want to go to the more tech driven side, like a development role or an analyst role, or somewhere like machine learning internship role and all that. Then comes your second, that is mostly human centered digital design. So that is for UI UX. So it's mostly UX research, UI UX design, UX writing, all of that stuff. That you can take your tech skills also, you can take some social science skills also. And the third was policy and research, where you can actually go for a PhD and then become a policy analyst, or maybe work with there was one of our seniors, I remember he was working with I think Fairworks Foundation, and that is funded by Oxford. So he was working there. So I found it very interesting. Like you come from, say, I'm coming from a BTech background and I can do anything. It just depends on your choice of courses, and you can land up anywhere, do anything. So I like that flexibility, and I thought that okay, let's go for this. If at all, if nothing works out, I'll come out as a software engineer. But yeah, if anything else happens, then I can explore other fields. So that intrigue, that freedom and flexibility, that's why I chose the course.
So quite a unique program, and that's really a great chance to interact with you so that we can explore more about that. And
yeah.
So as you said, many people from different backgrounds can come and join this program. And so what is the criteria, how someone can join, whether that's via some exam? Likewise for MTech at IIIT Bangalore, you have to give GATE.
Yeah. So here you have a separate institute conducted exam. You either sit for that or you sit for, I think there is CET or some other kind of exams. There's a list of exams actually. You can like browse to the website, and there are a list of standard exams that you can give. You can appear for prepare. Those are mainly for the art students. But if suppose someone is coming from a very tech background, then they have your own in-house entrance exam. Even if you don't know about anything, you just go there, go to their website, and just say, I want to sit for the entrance exam that is conducted by the institute itself. So that's how I went.
Okay, so for tech people who gave the in-house entrance test, what kind of questions do they need to face?
So there's general aptitude. There's like general aptitude. In a general aptitude, everything like quantitative. So you have your quants section, like basically the aptitude section of gate paper. That entire thing comes, and it will be a little easier than gate level. But basically, whatever questions, whatever is the syllabus for gate aptitude part, that entire thing comes. And then you have your writing skills, like essay writing and all that. And then you have design questions. Design questions, as in they will just try to see how much of a visual person you are. So they'll just say ki, these are the icons, these are widgets or something. So they'll give you, so in aptitude, like we have design puzzles. So similar to that, it will not be a puzzle. It will be per se, say there's a desktop here. So they will just ask that if this is a task bar, then what are the icons called here? What will be this bar? What will be that bar? Basically, digital design ka basics. That is another part.
Great.
Main part, I think, is the aptitude only for at least engineering students, because we already deal through it while preparing for any kind of exam.
Yeah, true. So again, nice to know about this. So I would ask you that what kind of academic structure have you gone through? What kind of courses have you got in your all these 4 semesters? And
Okay.
suppose that how much opportunities you people get while pursuing this MSc?
It actually depends. Any master's course depends a lot on how much effort you are willing to put. So in IM Tech, as in they are starting from school level, so they have a lot of hand holding, they have a lot of mentorship, lot of guidance. But if you're coming as an MTech or an MSc student, then you will have to kind of carve your own way. You have to talk to professors, go to conferences, talk to people, see for your own that which direction you want to master in. See, develop your own skill sets accordingly. You can, like, you have to convince professors to give you projects. So all of that independent things will be there. And about the course structure, it's so first, what I liked about them is first they have an introductory course. So because there are people from different backgrounds who are coming in, so they have a tech and a social science course. So that is like 1 month of a bridge course kind of a thing. So for us, we had to do the tech and the social science also. For tech, it was fairly easy because I came from an engineering background. But people who were coming from an arts background, for them that was an uphill task, because you have to know a bit of coding before you enter into the curriculum. And for us, it was the social science that struck. We had to read a lot of papers, research papers, write a lot of reports, essays, like analyze behind the whatever is said, dig deeper, think from a social angle. So all of that we were trained to do that, so that it will be helpful later in the course. And as for the first year, for the first semester, you don't get much choices. They will give you, I think they will give you they will give you 4 fixed courses, and then you will be allowed to choose one elective. And out of that one elective also, you will be given 2 course choices as electives. So first semester is very rigid. Second semester and third semester onwards, it's very flexible. Like in second semester, you can either align yourself towards the tech courses, or you can align yourself towards UI UX or research. In the third semester also, it's very flexible. You can choose anything you want. If you choose, for example, in the third semester, I took a course. I took 2 CS courses. I took 1 DT and 2 CS courses. So it's that much flexible. You can also choose all DT courses. You can choose all CS courses. It totally depends on you. Because basically courses here are like, when you get a course, they will give you a lot of projects. You'll have a lot of hands-on experience. So it actually depends on what choices of what career choice you want to build, and depending on that you get the courses. So there's a lot of flexibility in that angle. Like I did UI UX also in my 2 year, 1.5 year and program. Total 2 years, but like 1.5 years of curriculum. So in that I did UI UX also, I did tech also, I did social science also.
Okay,
So
so
it's very
quite,
diverse, like whatever you want to do.
yeah, it's quite a mix up of various things, I guess.
Yeah. It's mostly, I think it's mostly for people who want to explore different things. So
Yeah,
I was like, at one point of a time we had so many courses that were so much into reading, writing and research. I got bored. I took an extra course. I went to a CS professor. I told him, look, I know these languages. These I have previous project experience from BTech in these fields. You give me something. So he gave me a machine learning project, and I did that just because I was like frustrated with reading so much. So you can like do anything you want. Some people actually, one of my seniors, he took complete CS courses. He sat for complete CS companies, and he eventually passed out as SV in
okay.
one of the companies. I don't remember, but yeah. And then there's another person who did complete UI UX. There's some people who do mixture, like I did mixture, and then at the end they decide what to do in the final semester.
Nice, nice. That's really great to know such kind of flexibility over any course that one can have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, it's really very beneficial, because if I would have been in an MTech course, I would not have been able to do the UI UX part. For 2 semesters, I did HCI and I did qualitative research, and then I did HCI. So that gave me a lot of exposure. Like I was very curious what this HCI is, what is UX research. I was extremely curious. I got that curiosity. I got a hang over it. Now, if I if I sit for an interview, I know I'll be able to crack it. But it's upon me that do I want to go into the HCI field or not. So I kind of like that much of flexibility in my career choices.
Yeah, great, great. That's really great to know. So, as per your profile, you got an internship offer at Adobe.
Yeah.
So, can you explain about that a little bit?
Okay. So like from the selection, or what the role was in the
Yeah,
internship?
means how you got the opportunity, whether that's on campus, off campus, and
Yes, on
the level of
campus.
question that were being asked, and the work you did at Adobe.
Yeah. So it was on campus. We have a very strong placement cell. They will literally get everyone placed unless it's a recession situation. If the market is normal, they will get everyone placed somewhere or the other. So Adobe came to our campus. Like I joined around August. Adobe came in September with their next year internship. They have a 2.5 to 3 months of internship, and there was a coding round and an interview round. So, sorry, coding round was fairly. So there were like what I can say is the questions were from lead code. If someone does a lot of lead code, they will easily get the questions. So both the questions actually, one was easy, one was a medium level. I've completely forgotten about what those questions were. It was like way back 2 years ago. So yeah, so that so those two questions I cleared, because like in my engineering so I passed out in 2021, right? So I was trying for placements. I got a placement. I did not like it. I wanted to go for master's. So I was into lead code also. So that gave me an edge, because I was just freshly out of BTech. So I could solve those questions. And then came the personal interview in that. So it was for I got selected for a research internship. And I had a research background, because I had published a conference paper in my 4th year of BTech. So they asked a lot about that and what kind of work I did there. So that was also a bit coding related plus research related. So it was a geophysics paper with a bit of coding knowledge infused in it. So that I completely explained. And since I hadn't even started the course, so like I wouldn't say there was any contribution from the course, but then they asked that what is the course about? The same question, like why did you choose MSc? They asked me to explain about the course, the curriculum, the structure. So I explained them the exact same thing that I explained you. So yeah, that was it. Then I was selected. So one coding round, one interview, personal interview. And I feel like it was very flexible. I don't know if it varies from college to college, but in our college, like whatever you told the interviewer, they asked you questions in and around that only. So if someone said, I don't like coding, I like maths, so they solve this question. If someone said, I like puzzles, they gave a puzzle. So I said that, I've worked on these things. So they just asked me questions around those things.
Great, great. That's really great to know. Yeah. And so how would you describe the working culture at Adobe and the kind of work that you did there?
It's very flexible and it's very positive. There's absolute work-life balance. If you get the work done, even if you work for, it's just like there is no fixed entry and exit time. So that was, we were having work from home only, but there was no fixed login, logout time. There was no tracking system. You can just log in during office hours, of course, not at 3 a.m. So you can just log in, do your work. If it is completed, attend the meeting, just give your deliverable and go. So we used to log in at around 11 and then we used to log off by 7 or sometimes 6. If our work is finished, we used to log off by 5. So it was basically on machine learning. So we were kind of developing a model. We had separate models like from open source, for example, from Google, from Microsoft. So we integrated those kind of codes. We improvised on it. We used some internal codes. We did a lot of research. So every day we used to read like 5-6 research papers, or even like whatever you're coming across, whatever you don't know, Google it, research, like download research papers, present it to your mentors. So that's how the entire process was. And even the code you had to research, or sometimes you had to write some parsing codes from scratch. So it was mostly like SD plus research, plus you had to develop at the end, you had whatever we did, we had to develop an UI site for it. So we had to know a bit of like basic HTML, CSS, and basic, building a Flask server, basic that much. So it was very, very intensive because you had to learn at a very fast pace, implement it, and you had to do a lot of research. But the only good thing was, like, whenever we were stuck, there was a lot of collaboration. So like I remember at one point of time there was so much on our plates that our mentor got on a call with us and he was like, I'll do this part completely, you guys do the other part. So there was no like hierarchy that you are an intern, you are supposed to do this. So when it comes to the work being done, everyone will come together, they will help also. And also another part was I was working with two IITians. So I was very, I was having an inferiority complex. Like, oh my God, one is from IIT Madras, another was from IIT I think IIT Kharagpur or something. So they were so much brilliant. Like if you get on a work with them, for like I have to brainstorm and search for solutions, but they are brilliant. You tell them something, they will give such a solution that you'll think it's like I haven't thought about this before. But there also a lot of collaboration is there, and our main, that is the work culture: collaboration, no hierarchy, complete flexibility. And the kind of work was we used, there was no such limitation. Like I knew Python from before, but there was no such limitation. We had to learn we had to do bash scripting also. We had to learn Python, we had to do in Python also. Sometimes if some code was required in Java, we had to do in Java also. Whatever is required, whichever language, whenever you require, you have to just Google it up, learn it, implement it. As simple.
Great.
We had, I think, XML, JavaScript, all of that, whatever, whenever is required.
That's really nice that as an intern as well, you are getting so much things to do.
Yeah.
And yeah, so
and I think the kind of trust they put on interns, like they give us complete like new idea. So there also, there they told us that you have to browse on ideas on which you can do projects. And after that, that was not enough. We had to present a business case that this is suitable for the business. This is what the competitors are doing. This is why we should focus on the this side of the thing. So tech side plus non-tech side, that we had to present, and then complete tech presentation, then complete executive level presentation. So there's a lot of learning opportunity. Like in 2.5, I think almost 2.5 to 3 months I worked there. It was just amazing amount of exposure.
Yeah, even after hearing so much, it looks like that there was a great thing that you people have done while there that period of internship.
Yes, and there's a good thing that it was, I haven't seen mentors like this. They are just amazing. just amazing people. So even if I went to them and said, I don't think I can do this, I'm feeling very nervous. Why am I not getting this after 2 days of work? They're like, chill, take a step back. If you want to take a break, don't do work today. So these are the resources. Search, do this. If you want us to help, we'll get on a call with you. Take help from other team members. So they are very open. They're very actually old. Like they're so open that you can actually accept that I am unable to do this, and they'll help you, and eventually you'll be able to do it.
Okay.
I have met like amazing people there.
Great to know about Adobe so much right now. And so did you receive any full-time offer from them?
Yes, I got a BPO.
Oh, great, great.
Yeah.
Congratulations on that. And
Yes.
so, yeah, post that I would like to ask that for this MSc Digital program, what kind of companies visit at IIIT Bangalore, and what kind of job opportunities are open for this particular program?
Okay, so companies actually you have to invite them. So our placement process is a bit twisted in the sense that you don't have a dedicated placement cell or teachers dealing with it. You have student representatives of each course. So for example, from our digital society course, there were two placement officers who were students itself. Same for MTech and same for IMTech. So what they do is we have a placement officer in house, and we have a placement team, but it's mostly the work is done by students. So you have to kind of send CVs, send invitations to companies, and if they like the CVs, if they like, say, the curriculum or the roles you're asking them to come for, then they will come. So the process is like that. For like HSBC also, they send the things. And what happens is once a company comes, then the things smoothen out a bit, because once they come, they hire some people. Then and we perform, they get a PPO, or even if they don't, the performance remains good. Then your work reduces a bit because those companies visit again. For example, Adobe did not visit before, I think 2021. Before that, they visited in 2020. So before that, they usually did not used to visit. So two of my seniors, they went through SheCode's program, and they went to the research program. They got PPOs, research PPOs, and they were actually convinced that yes, because we have the office in Bangalore itself, and they were like, there's a college IIIT Bangalore, and these students are coming via coding exam. Why not go to IIIT Bangalore? So then when the invitations went, then they came, and ever since they are come. This year also they came. So same for like Google also visits, Microsoft also visits, Amazon, Twitter, then there's Wells Fargo, Adobe obviously, HSBC has started visiting now. Then there's Zoom. And I think some kind of startups are also there. Like Intel is there, Deloitte is there. So yeah, that's on top. Like many other companies, you can just visit the website. I don't remember so much. And there are startups also if you want to work like Pure Storage. I think there's a startup called that. So they also come here.
Okay, and all these companies are open for MSc Digital Society, right? That
Yes,
anyone from
everything is open.
that particular course, if you want, you can apply.
Yes, there's a bit of politics, but you have to kind of go through it, because see, it's a in-house program of IIIT Bangalore. They want people to kind of stay within that. They don't want us to go for tech roles, specific MTech roles. So there's a bit of there, but no one is going to restrict you. If you say I have the skill set, look at my CV, I've done these projects, no one is going to restrict you because you're doing an MS.
Great. Yeah, that should be there, I guess.
Yeah, that is there, but a little bit you have to push also, because there are people from arts background also. Now you can't expect someone who has never written a line of code, all they've done is arts subjects, and somehow they just want to sit for the exam. That will be bad for the company. Exactly. Like that will be bad for the image. They will be like, you don't have an internal filtering system, so that they have that fear in mind. So you have to be a little pushy with your profile, that yeah, I've done these, so I can sit. Like at least give us a chance.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So right now you are intern at HSBC. How the entire period of 6 months went?
It's going like what do I say? It was an in office internship. So because of some health issues, I've been working from home since the past couple of months. Like I suffered from a slip disc injury, and from then I'm working from home. So yeah, they are also very supportive, I would say. But in a typical bank structure, so the amount of freedom I experienced in Adobe, it is not the same in HSBC, to be honest. But yeah, the work is pretty good. So here I'm working in Python, like analyzing data sets for the bank and then generating reports and visualizations for executives to view or for the report. So I'm working as a model risk analyst. So there we have separate models that have been developed or coded by the developers, and then they come to us and we write code for analyzing those models based on the data that the bank gives. So there's a lot of privacy, a lot of privacy issues, internal issues with the data. So you have to be a lot more careful. For example, in Adobe, we did not have so much of, like, we can use any open source, anything, but here it's very restrictive. Even if you want to use some code from somewhere, you want to browse something, you have to kind of ask that, can I do this? Is it safe? So all that kind of level of security is there. But yeah, all in all, it's good.
Yeah, usually in kind of some kind of hedge funds, if you work, or if in some banks you work, there will be security concerns that must be maintained.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's a lot of security. Like you can't access, you don't have Chrome in your laptop. You have to raise access for that. You have to give justification why you have to raise request for that. So there's a lot of rigidity around that. But yeah, but the work is good, I would say. Like we have a lot of in my previous internship, I was working with only Indian people. Here I'm working with people in UK, people in Hong Kong. So there's a lot of that intermingling.
Yeah, quite diverse kind of experiences you have got so far. Apart from these two jobs, any other full-time offers you have received while you're MSc?
No, I haven't really tried. So I received the Adobe BPO last year. So and then I received the internship opportunity also. So I was very chilled out. Okay, now I can chill.
That's quite a great kind of achievements that you have achieved so far.
Yeah. So there are many of my friends who are still trying to get better jobs, but I am in a position where I'm taking care of my health first, because right now I am standing. Few months back I wasn't even able to stand. I was in complete bed rest. So right now I'm just focusing that I have a job offer in hand, and then let's see where it goes. I'll first I have to focus on my health, basically.
Exactly. Health comes first, else you lose everything at that time. And the last question, that for any aspiring candidate, what particular tips you are gonna give?
Firstly, you have to decide why you want to do a course like that. You have to be very clear in your head, because with lot of flexibility comes lot of what do I say? You have a lot of variables in your hands. So if you don't choose wisely, you can even end up jobless.
Exactly.
Because you can't say I have done a bit of everything and then present yourself. They'll be like, okay, but you're a master's student. What have you mastered in?
Yeah.
So you have to think about it. They'll give you one full semester to explore everything. Then you go ahead and choose your own path. So if you're comfortable with that kind of responsibility, and that kind of that if I fail, it's because of me, that kind of responsibility, if you are okay with that, if you're okay with exploring different paths, then only join. Otherwise, you do a standard program, because MTech is very structured. They'll tell you whatever you need to do, then you pass out with a job. But here you have to take a lot of onus on yourself. Like, what courses do I choose? Example, I chose a course on. So there's a direct connection. So I wanted to go in the tech field only after exploring everything, and I chose two CS courses. One of that was data visualization. And in my HSBC internship, the entire thing was about data visualization. The entire interview. So that's how you like forge your way. If you are sitting for UI UX, you have to study HCI, advanced HCI. They'll make you make a. They will. As part of the course, you will make a portfolio. You'll make sketchbooks. You'll make notes. So all of that you present in the interview, and then they will take you as UX researcher or UI UX designer. So you can't say I've done this also, I've done this also. And they'll ask you what you have done. So that if you're that is the only, because anyway, any course you can choose, there's no restriction. There is only a number of courses you can choose, that is there. Because like I don't think you can afford, because the curriculum is also heavy. You can't choose more than 5 courses per semester. That will be very heavy on you. So there only one semester I chose 5 courses, and like my day used to begin at 8 and at 3 a.m. So that kind of pressure is there. So you have to be very careful what you want to do. If you want that kind of flexibility, that kind of freedom, then only choose. Otherwise, don't.
Nice advices. And one last thing, that how is IIITB as per you, and is a master's degree worthy?
IIITB is actually good. The campus is small. The mess food is awesome. If you love pets, you will love the campus, because we have, I think, 3 to 4 cats and there was 1 dog. So they have like neutered them and vaccinated them and kept in the campus. And there's a lot of greenery. There's fishes. So, but it's a very small campus. If you want a very gala campus life, then you'll be disappointed. That and the professors and like the environment, the people, it's very friendly. There's no ragging at all. Even the seniors don't rag the IM Tech juniors first years. So there's nothing of that sort. And as per the master's degree, it actually depends a lot on you, like which college you are getting via the exam. If you actually choose to go to IIIT Bangalore by giving their internal exam, then also why you want to go there? Is it because of the course? If even if it is because of the course, like what you want to achieve after that. So it is totally on you. Like for me, it was worth it. So after my BTech, I got a 5 LPA job. Now I have much more.
Exactly.
So, yeah, so it was worth it for me. But I will say that for some people, especially in our program, it is not worth it, because they kind of got lost in all the choices. Spoiled for choices. So they took a lot of courses that they did not know how to place in front of recruiters. So they are in a bit of a problem right now. So you have to be very careful about that. So for them, if you ask them, it's not worth it. So it absolutely depends on you and your choices.
So great interaction with you, Mohar. A lot and lot. I think the audience have learned from here. Those who are watching here, if you like the video, please like, share, and subscribe for more videos like this. Thanks a lot, Mohar, again for coming and giving your precious time. Hoping for you all the best for your future endeavors.
Sure. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.